And here we go with yet another Bitcoin update. Let's get into it. Diving into our chart right here, you'll see this is the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Now we've zoomed in a little bit this time because I think there's some really key things I want to point out. The first, of course, is last time we had talked, we talked about how basically things have been running sideways. And of course, general price action has been still doing just that. Now, as we can see from this point of view, we basically are in some kind of pennant going out to the side, and at some point, this price action or trend either will break to the upside or the downside. But I want to look at something else related to this 4-hour chart. To do that, we're going to have to zoom out. So let's flip on over. This is that same 4 hours zoomed out on our Bitcoin chart, and I want you to notice something. Over time, as we've been progressing downward with what may be our wave 3 or potential C wave, depending on how this all shakes out, ever since late last year, basically at first we were bouncing off of our 20 EMA all the way down, which is that red squiggly line that kind of followed us down, and now we're starting to bounce up against our 50. Now, of course, we've still been rejecting it at this point. You can go back in the video and look at the zoomed in version to see those failures where we peak above and then we come right back down. But it is something worth noting that we continue to trend toward that 50 EMA and hopefully at some point could break above. Also, potentially even more importantly, I want to take a look at that RSI at the bottom. And I just noticed that there was a pretty significant bear trend on our RSI. As you can see, I've noted it at the bottom with our red line going downward. And we've hit this now a handful of times, I think 4 to be exact. Now, in my personal opinion, I think this is very significant and something we really should keep an eye on, because should RSI break this red trend to the upside, that may be the initial start of a brand new true upward trend. Now, whether or not we actually get that yet or don't is still to be debated, but it's something definitely to watch for. Now let's go ahead, let's flip on over to our daily here, because while we do see that bear trend that could potentially break and we're looking for that for some bullish momentum, our daily is also not looking good at this point, right? And I say that for a very specific reason. And in particular, what I don't like about this is if you look at the RSI on the daily, you'll see it's starting to wiggle its way up, but price action during that time has literally pretty much just been going sideways. That's not good. We don't want to see that. What we would prefer to see is price reaction going strong upward while RSI reacts, and that's just not happening. And unfortunately for you bulls, I have even worse news. If we flip on over one more time, this is our weekly time frame. And as we talked about last week, we were concerned about the potential for breaking below